Hey guys, Cohealth here with a deck profile. With the new trial decks being released, I decided to put together my variant of a Gantalot Duke deck. So here we go. Obviously, you're running Duke, so you run Duke's favorite starter, the Ride Chain. This allows you to at least attempt to plus off the grade 1 ride and the grade 2 ride and potentially the grade 3 ride. It just depends on how things look, whether or not you ride Duke over, other things. But yeah, he gets it all started, and he needs to be in the deck in order for it to get it all started. For triggers, I run, total of 7 crit. As some of you may know, it's my standard trigger lineup to run 7 crit and 5 draw. It still works in this deck. And it helps a lot without, Garmor. Your only pluses are off the Ride Chain and a few other cards, and they're, random calls. So you need those draws in order to help supplement missing. If you miss the chain, things are really hard. So extra draws really help out, and I'm not a big fan of running at 6. So that's why I only keep them at 5. So, 7 crit, which leaves room for, like I said, the 5 draw. Any 5 draw work. I still like the 5Ks over the ones with abilities because Falcon Knight just isn't very good for me. Half the time it doesn't even matter. I'd rather just have the 5K on the field. So that's why I just went with the solid 5Ks across the board for triggers. And then, nothing's changed there. Just heals. I still like this art a lot more than Elixir Sommelier, as everyone probably does. So, yeah, just heal triggers, but better heal triggers. Let's go to grade 3s next. So, grade 3s. I'm running 4 Gantalot. Gantalot does a lot for this deck, actually. One, he's 11k base, which means both your Vanguards have a chance to be 11k, which is phenomenal. Especially keeping up with the meta, you really need your Vanguards to be 11k if possible. And he can hit 21, which is always good against all the 11k Vanguards, so picture that. And his break ride's actually really good. You get a full field with the Duke Chain, and then you break ride, and then you get a total of 25k power to the board. So everything works out. Plus, he's great rear guard. He's not a bad random call ever. And the fact that he's a static 11k and without requiring anything in the soul, I love him. So that's why I keep him at 4. And that's actually why I keep Duke at 3. Duke's at 3 because I'm not a big fan of 8 grade 3s anymore. Maybe later I'll change that, but right now 7 grade 3s is really good for me. Now you do have to calm yourself down. Like if you ride Duke before you ride Gantalot, maybe to get the effects off the chain. You don't really want to go Gantz back into Duke. You kind of want to either go Gantz into Gantz, or don't bet on hitting Gantz into Duke. You can, but the chances of you hitting another Duke after that are kind of low. So you have to be really careful because Duke is a very strong finisher, especially when you get that power boost after you break ride. You stand at 21k before triggers. The second half of your field before you sacrifice is super powered up. It's pretty much, it's almost, if they're at 5 damage, it's almost a guaranteed win. And so is hitting the chain. If you hit the chain, I think all the games that I have won, I've hit the chain. And I've hit the chain in most of my testing. So, no, I have gotten grade locked and whatnot, but things have happened there. But hit the chain, use Duke's effect, things go well. But if not, you're kind of fighting an uphill. But let's go into grade 2s. For Vortimer, obviously, for the chain. He is your optimal ride target for every reason possible. Just for him being in the soul makes both your Vanguards 11k instantly, which is almost a requirement. Getting that chain off, getting the chain off is always really good. Like I said, you don't always have to get the chain from 2 to 3, but 1 to 2 is almost a must. And heal makes that possible. So, yeah. And then 4 10k beaters. I chose Gallatin because I like Gallatin. no particular reason, but he just allows power to the board, which is always nice. And for Vivian, because these are your pluses. You use Vivian's skill actually a lot in this deck, especially standing Duke twice, and you can almost guarantee yourself to stand Duke twice as long as they're not at 5 damage by powering up Vivian's side of the board, so that they have to guard 20k in order to stop it. So they have to worry about Duke standing and Vivian, and it just really puts them in a corner and ends games. So Vivian does a lot of work in this deck, and I might even put her with a 4. She does that much work, and I haven't been that big of a fan of Vivian until now. Moving on to grade 1s. For grade 1 Vortimer, 7k boost, good. Ride chain, good. Optimal ride target, obviously. Yeah, that's about it. Other grade 1s include perfect shields. Perfect shields, a must in this meta. Break rides for 30k, 31k. You need them in order to keep up. So run them. The fact that they're not archetyped doesn't matter yet. So just run them and profit. For Gareth, because Gancelot can hit 21. That's about it. It's really the only reason he's here. Being able to hit 21 with your break ride is phenomenal. It applies so much pressure, and it's very hard for them to keep up sometimes, especially with how fast-paced games are. So that, just for the fact that you can hit 21 for a few turns, or the whole game, ruins them and almost ends games on its own. So he's awesome. And then last for grade 1s, for Schlegel. You don't, let's say you're just having a bad game, so you don't hit the chain at all, so you don't really want to ride Duke, so you keep Gantz on, you just ride Gantz over Gantz. You don't get that many Vivians off, so you just have 5 open counterblasts. Well, you can sink that counterblast into him, which I've done. I've counterblasted 5 for Schlegel Dagger. Plenty of times, almost 5 times in all my testing. Just to finish the game, and it's a 10k boost. It's really good if you have a full field, and it almost ends games on its own. So he's there because when he lets Duke hit 20, which is always nice. Other than that, he's there to sink counterblast into, so you don't have him wasted. There's a lot of fallbacks in this deck. Like I said, you have missed the chain completely. You don't really want to ride Duke. So when you just play the Gantz game, you plus off Vivian, you get your power bonuses off with Gancelot, and you go to town. Winning with Duke is always another way to end the game. You go ride chain, ride Duke, and just play, plus off Vivian, whatever. Then you go break ride Duke, which is ride up level 2, or grade 2, ride Gancelot, stay on Gancelot with a Garrett behind them, swing for 21 a bunch, and then break ride with Duke, ignoring the chain's effect, but swinging big for 4 attacks. So, and other than that, you can put Schlegel behind anything, Counterblast 5 for a plus 10k boost, 17k, that's really good. 17k booster is really good. So, yeah, that was really my Gancelot Duke deck. There should be a video of me playing against Ducky with his Cadou up soon, and hopefully I can get some more videos up soon with this deck. I actually want to dismantle it so I can try Gancelot Garmor, because I hear that's really fun. So I'm going to put up a build with that. I got a couple other videos coming up, Shadows hopefully, maybe a new Great Nature, maybe, I still have another Platina deck to get to that someone asked for. So just be patient. Like I said, I've got to keep track of all my gold decks because I've got about 3 or 4. So, but yeah, Chris Imaginary Goddess. We'll catch you next time.